Bet in the pot. Got the look, flow, and voice, not to mention I'm hot. Often spotted in the drop, so the tension is hot. I weigh the rocks at the sun, make the temperature drop. The nigga they hated on, didn't wanna let me in. Now it's a fresh pair of Gucci's when I'm stepping in. No more hustling. In the meanwhile, I still got the Mexicans on speed dial. Nigga V5, nigga 4 fun. I got that 45. I let your whole song.
Nasir Fard, aka Gilly the King, BKA Gilly the Kid. If you haven't heard of today's feature as one of the more popular pieces of New Age media entertainment, then you must not enjoy said New Age entertainment, as he, along with first cousin Wallace Peeples, aka Wallo, have created and run one of the more unique and enjoyable podcasts in the game right now. As some of you may know, he was also a rapper from the late 90s, early 2000s trying to get on in the rap game, just like countless other inner city males all over the world. But his rap story is vastly different from those males, and his success came as stark contrast to his rap persona, but also makes complete sense in hindsight as to why he didn't see the same success, as being a personality was clearly his strong suit, which we'll elaborate on later. The final ways you may know Gilly is victim of these bars.
I'm a shark in the water, yeah, I swim with the big, so I don't have time to deal with Willie the squid. Look, lily pad, homies, look at the monster.
Finish your joke, man. No, listen, we ain't gotta do it. Come on, man.
There's one thing about it.
Cuz, it was on your head. It was right there. I had to get it, cuz.
Or his claims that he wrote most of Lil Wayne's more heralded catalog that includes Carter 1 and Carter 2, which is my personal favorite Lil Wayne project. It's how I first heard of Gilly the Kid pertaining to music, but by all accounts, he could more than hold his own against some of rap's fierce competitors. There was the story of him rapping for Jay-Z and Dame Dash against My-Son and 3-0ing him, only to do it a second time in front of Sean Combs. He's one of the co-founders of the Philadelphia hip-hop group Major Figgas that received high praise locally in the late 90s, but never truly turned that into group success. It led Gilly to seeking out a solo career, going all over the country trying to find the right fitted situation. That situation never came, and if you ask Wallo, most of it was to his own doing. He was supposed to be the next big thing from Philly in the early 2000s, bringing his versatile, witty flow to the game that Brian Baby Williams actually confirms for penning some of the best hip-hop from Cash Money around that time, after previously denying it for a decade. With all those attributes and clearly a star personality in 2021, why didn't he become a successful rapper? Here are 3 growth stunts in his rap career that caused that to happen. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC. This is Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, the fly flew on the nigga head. He missed it.
You was a nut. You want that nigga smack you?
Gilly the King, as he's now referred to, was born and raised in North Philadelphia, Erie Ave to be exact. He, along with Ab Liva, founded a group called Major Figgas that also included a handful of childhood friends. The group went on to become known for their underground mixtapes in the city and eventually released a full-length project in 2000 called Figgas for Life. The project didn't receive much critical praise, but landed them a deal with Houston's Suave House Records until the label lost its universal distribution deal. Gilly went solo and soon met Birdman at a rap concert backstage in Philly and rapped for the Cash Money label head. Not even a week later, he was signed to the label. Stunt number 1, no musical direction. In my opinion, the first growth stunt in Gilly's rap career was because I don't think anyone knew where to put him as a rapper, fans nor label, especially in those days where that actually mattered. As an artist coming up today, you can say absolutely nothing on your records, but once your beat is hot and you have an image or personality people like, it doesn't matter. Most these guys don't even perform their music live without the song playing in the background or jumping around, somewhere twerking, or whatever other sideshow enhances what you see and eventually buy into. If you look at Gillie's success in the podcast world today, you clearly see that the funny but serious, but not too serious, OG street guy perspective, who's also familiar with the ins and outs of the music industry, is now his direction, and it works tremendously for him. Musically is where he struggled to put all those together, because in the late 90s, early 2000s, looking cool as a rapper was still the objective, no matter which direction you went. Whether you were the street guy, the pretty boy ladies man, suave but still street, wordsmith or eccentric, you still had to be cool at some point for people to want to support your music. It's hard to sell the funny face, dancing, hip-hop character with all the stand-up comedy jokes mixed into a rapper. Maybe now that would be great. In those days, I don't think it sold easily and could be the reason the opportunities he did have in music didn't work out. For example, like mentioned earlier, him battling in front of Jay-Z and Dame Dash and actually winning the battle but not getting signed was telling. Him having a second successful battle with Puff as the judge and Puff not signing him meant something as well. After meeting and signing with Birdman and Cash Money, he basically sat on the label for years without a release, and I think that may have been a huge reason. I don't think Cash Money knew what to do with him. Something I think Puff and Jay-Z may have seen a long time before. For example, his song Chicken Man. Immediately you think, well, that song name isn't cool at all. But it's supposed to reference the street term for chicken, where if you know, you know. But then you hear the song and you see the video, it makes you kind of laugh instead of doing what it was intended to do, which was make him look cool. This happened often in his music where you weren't sure where to place him, and I think that hurt him moving forward, musically that is. Stunt number 2, not signing the deals. On one of their podcasts featuring Noriega, they spoke briefly about what happened to Gillie's career, and Wallo said something I completely agree with. Yes, nowadays, for whatever reason, rap labels are giving more favorable deals, and artists are also being more careful about taking the wrong deal. Mainly because of the influence of social media and technology, where you don't even need a label to have rap success. But back then, where exposure labels gave you, signing a bad deal was not only the norm, but would have been the best career move at the time. As Wallo said, everyone had a bad deal. Later, they fixed it, but they all took bad deals to get on, and Gillie didn't. With Cash Money, it's one of the reasons he was shelved. Because he didn't want to sign his publishing to Birdman, his music was never a forethought. According to Wallo, he would call Gillie from prison, and there would always be a new $20,000 deal here, $20,000 deal there, and he encouraged his cousin to take it in order to just get his name out there, but Gillie refused every time. Granted, that shows a lot about Gillie. Smart, believed in himself, not easily influenced, patient, all great attributes to have as a person, but as a rapper trying to get on, it may have been why he never did. Stunt number 3, your calling. Do you know yours? Because we all have one. Gillie the Kid is the perfect example of a person finally finding their true calling, and frankly, it just wasn't rap. I appreciate Gillie, streets got no love, but I appreciate what he's done in total. But as a rapper, better yet, as a songwriter, I don't know. Chicken Man, Get Down on the Ground, Was he talented? Yeah, extremely. Was he better suited as a ghostwriter if he was going to do music? Once again, yeah. But we know that's not what he wanted, and I, for one, I'm happy that's the case. As a personality, he's 100% more natural, as there's no need to look cool or sound that way for that matter. His humorous, witty personality can really shine through now, as the world can directly watch him through the lens he's built for himself. $1 Million Worth of Game is the name of his podcast, and ever since Joe Budden fell off in that space, relatively of course, love you Joe, and now that there's an interesting space in the podcast game where artists can go and be interviewed and not feel as if they need to get sloppy drunk, have some hilarious story, or be so on the spot, they can go to Gillie's show and be themselves, especially the street guys. Gillie is perfect for that space, and I don't see anything but more success for him in that world. All in all, Gillie the Kid was an okay rapper. Who knows if he signs the Cash Money Publishing transfer that he would have blew up? Who knows if he had a little more direction what he could have been? But what he's doing now is legacy. And the best parts are, he gets to do it with family, real family, and he gets to be exactly who he is. Salute to Gillie, much respect, but for these reasons, his musical growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.
This shit fuck. Sit down, nigga. Sit down.
Love, nigga.
Ready to tap this nigga out.
Love, nigga.
Shut up, nigga. Shut up. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. His name. Look at him. His name. Boxer brief. Look at him. Look at his face. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Look at you. You look real nutty. Look at it. Shut up. Shut up.
He mad at
Tap
me.
out. Tap out.
He mad because I put leg and low on Front Street.
You gonna tap out. Tap out. Look at his face. Look at him. Look at his tap out. Look at your face.
Nigga, I never tap, nigga.
Look at you like a real
Every Avenue.
You look like a real nut. Don't even look like a nut. Look at
Every
him.
Avenue niggas don't tap, nigga.
You like a nut. Look at mask, man. Look at him. Got him. Look at him. Tap out. You can't breathe. Look at him. Tap.
Hey, Avenue niggas don't tap.
He can't even breathe. Shut up. Tap out, nigga. Tap out. Tap out. Tap out.